Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about unfortunate love, there was a fire outbreak during the valley and Lakshmi and Malishka were both together in the fire. Then Rishi was supposed to save one of them at least. So Rishi decided to save Lakshmi and leaves Malishka, and this got Malishka really angry. And because Malishka was angry with Rishi, Rishi decided to vent out his own anger on Lakshmi as well. So let's continue. Ayush drops Shalu and Bani at their house. Bani calls Ayush with respect and says, I don't call you with respect for nothing. Shalu thanks Ayush. Ayush asks Shalu to give him respect. Shalu gives Ayush money, which their uncle gave her to give to the taxi driver. Ayush gets down from the car and he asks Shalu to get down. He says, I want respect and not an insult. He asks if Shalu really likes him and asks if she wants to talk to him. Ayush asks, do you really like me? And are you possessive about me? And you don't like Neha to be around me? Shalu smiles looking at Ayush. Ayush laughs and asks if Shalu wants to faint. He looks at her face. Shalu says nothing can happen. Ayush says I will leave. Remember me in your prayers. Shalu says she will not. Ayush says I joked with you and you play your band. He sits in the car again and he leaves. Shalu comes back and says Ayush is troublesome and he doesn't know what he says. Lakshmi opens the cupboard and takes out her dress. She injures her finger while closing the cupboard. Rishi looks at Lakshmi and asks what happened and says, I saw you are having pain, and he asks her to sit. Rishi asks Lakshmi that where is paining you? Lakshmi says, I don't know if I should say the truth because you will get angry again. Rishi apologized to Lakshmi for being in tension and he took out his anger on her earlier. He says, where did you get hurt? And Lakshmi shows him her hand. Rishi gets angry on Lakshmi again and asks, why are you always in a hurry? Lakshmi says, are you again scolding me? And she asks him not to vent out his anger on her. Rishi says, you are scolding me now. Lakshmi says, sorry. Rishi smiles. Lakshmi asks Rishi that what happened and why are you smiling? Rishi says, I am smiling because someone scolded me for the first time. He asks, where is the first aid box? Lakshmi says it is in the cupboard. Lakshmi says your hair is messed up and says you look good when it is styled nicely. Rishi asks Lakshmi to set his hair. Lakshmi sets Rishi's hairstyle with her fingers. A song plays in the background. Lakshmi asks, why were you in tension? And she asks, whose anger were you venting on me? Who has spoiled your mood? Rishi looks on. Viraj finishes the dinner and says he is full. He says, why is Malishka not eating? Kiran says Malishka is a slow eater. She asks Viraj about his grandfather. Viraj says he is fine. He says he is going to meet Malishka's dad tomorrow. Kiran says okay. Malishka recalls how Rishi refused to kiss her and she gets upset. She gets up from the chair and she goes. Kiran says I will check on her. Lakshmi asks Rishi again why he is angry. Rishi says it is Malishka. Rishi says Malishka was behaving strangely and she went home. Lakshmi asks Rishi if Malishka was hurt. Rishi says he doesn't want to talk about Malishka. He asks Lakshmi to sit and he asks her to sit so that he can apply ointment on her hand, but Lakshmi refuses. Rishi says I promise that I will do it slowly and it will not be painful. Rishi tells Lakshmi that I behave weirdly with you sometimes. I don't know why it happens. Lakshmi says I can understand. Rishi says no need to bear my anger, which is not for you. Lakshmi says you are mine. If I don't understand you, then what will be the difference between everyone and me? Rishi tells Lakshmi that you are very good and he asks her to hear what he is going to tell her. Rishi says I am going to tell you this as a friend and not as a husband. Rishi asks Lakshmi not to let anybody overpower her with their anger and she should not bear anyone's anger, and he asks her to reply the person even if it is him. Lakshmi tells Rishi that you are my husband. Rishi says I am not God and you respect me because I am your husband and you are also my wife and you deserve the equal respect. Rishi says if I get angry on you, then you should not bear it. Lakshmi tells Rishi that I understand you, but I will not bear anyone's anger on me. Rishi says now you talk like my Lakshmi and he holds her shoulders. Lakshmi feels pain. Rishi gets up after realizing what he said and he asks himself that really, did I just say that Lakshmi is my Lakshmi? What did I just say? Malishka tells Kiran that when we were caught in the fire, Rishi came to me, but when he saw Lakshmi, he ran to save Lakshmi. Malishka cries and asks Kiran. Viraj comes there. Malishka says whatever has happened, it has affected me a lot and says we will meet tomorrow. Viraj asks Malishka to take care and he goes out. Kiran goes behind Viraj. Rishi is standing by the window. Lakshmi brings coffee for him. Rishi asks about Lakshmi's aunt. Lakshmi thanks Rishi for supporting her whenever she is in problem and says, now I feel that you will not let any trouble come on me and you will hold my hand always. Kiran asks Viraj not to worry and says Malishka will be fine. Viraj says, I know Malishka since childhood. Malishka is hiding something that is related to the Oberois. He says Malishka loves someone in the Oberoi's house, but that guy haven't given her response. Viraj asks if it could be that Malishka loves Rishi, but then he thinks that Rishi is married, so Malishka cannot love him. He asks again if the guy that Malishka loves at the Oberoi's house is Ayush. Kiran says there's nothing like that. Malishka is in trauma due to this recent fire accident. Viraj says maybe I am overthinking and he goes. Malishka asks Kiran to check her phone if there is network. Kiran says yes, there is network. Malishka says Rishi used to call me every minute no matter what happens, but this time Rishi did not even call even though I left there in anger. Kiran asked Malishka to relax and Malishka cried. Rishi asks Lakshmi not to praise him. Lakshmi says this is the truth. You have supported me from day one, and she reminds him that she had come to his office and she hid in his office. She says Shalu saw your photo there and she told me that you are handsome. Rishi asks Lakshmi that what did you think when Shalu told you that I am handsome? Lakshmi says nothing. There was some connection between us, not of this birth, but of many births, and that is why we met and united. Lakshmi is about to go, but Rishi holds her palu. A song plays in the background. Rishi says first you have to tell me everything. Lakshmi says what? Rishi says anything and says I like to hear you and I feel peace at heart whenever I am with you. Lakshmi tells Rishi that people get compliment about their looks and you are complimenting me on my talks. Rishi asks her to continue talking and he smiles. Lakshmi says don't look at me this way. Lakshmi says it feels strange and she asks him to talk. Rishi asks if Lakshmi feels peace whenever he talks as well. Lakshmi asks Rishi that should I copy you or say something original. Rishi says original. Lakshmi says when you talk, I feel your existence in my life. Rishi says this compliment is good. Lakshmi says it is good. Rishi asks Lakshmi to talk. Lakshmi asks Rishi to ask her any question and says she will reply. Rishi asks Lakshmi that who do you like the most? Lakshmi says father. Rishi asks Lakshmi to mention some other name. Lakshmi says my sisters. Rishi says not blood relatives and he asks her whom do you love in our house? Lakshmi says mommy. Rishi tells Lakshmi that let's leave everyone and says whom do you like between Ayush and me? Lakshmi says I like Ayush more than you. Rishi says you are strange and says you like everyone and says you took everyone's name leaving my name. Ayush comes to the room. Lakshmi tells Rishi that I don't like you. Rishi says you don't like me. Lakshmi says you are in me. You are my identity and my soul. She says that is why I just don't like you, but I love you. Lakshmi says I love you and she hugs him. Rishi hugs Lakshmi hesitantly. Ayush smiles hearing Lakshmi's love confession. A song plays in the background. Lakshmi hugs Rishi again. Rishi hugs Lakshmi. Ayush comes out of the room and thanks God for making Rishi and Lakshmi's bond stronger. Karishma comes there and asks Ayush that what is he doing there. Ayush wears goggles and asks if he is looking nice. Karishma is going to Rishi's room. Ayush stops Karishma and says don't go there. Karishma says I want to talk to Rishi, it is urgent. Karishma tells Ayush that Malishka's mom called and said that Malishka might be doing something bad to herself. Ayush says it is nothing because he knows that it is only Malishka's trick to get attention. Karishma says I need to talk to Rishi and she is about to go. Ayush doesn't want Karishma to go and see Rishi, so he pretends and says I am your stepson, right? Karishma says go and see your birth certificate and confirm if you are my son or not. Ayush says it might be fake and he shows fake tears. He says I feel that I am your stepson. You don't concentrate on me. Karishma asks what happened to you, my son? Lakshmi comes to Rishi and asks can I say something? Rishi says yes and he asks her not to keep her feelings in her heart. Lakshmi says please don't keep wet towel on the bed and says it is a bad habit. She says I have been saying this from day one and says the smell will come from the bed. You have to stay clean and she asks him not to do this. Rishi tells Lakshmi that you scold me so much but I am liking it because you are scolding me with your right as my wife. Lakshmi says, but I am telling you seriously that it is a bad habit to keep a wet towel on the bed. Rishi says okay, and he promised Lakshmi that he will not do it again. Karishma asks Ayush that what happened. Ayush says he had a breakup with someone and he asked Karishma to stay with him for 2 days. Neelam comes there. Karishma tells Neelam about Ayush's breakup with some strange girl. Neelam says we should get Ayush married to that girl. We must handle this with care and we should meet that girl's family. Neelam asks Ayush that who is the girl. Karishma says yes and says Ayush did not mention the girl's name. Ayush runs to seek for Virendra's help. Lakshmi and Rishi collide with each other. Lakshmi collides with Rishi again. Rishi asks why she collided with him the second time. Lakshmi tells Rishi that in their village, it is reasoned that black dog will bite them if they collide only once. Rishi laughs and he collides his head with Lakshmi's head once again. Lakshmi says this is said in our village. She collides her head with Rishi's head again and they fall on the bed. Ayush comes to Virendra's room and tells him that Rishi and Lakshmi were hugging and I got emotional and I got teary eyes. Virendra gets happy. Ayush tells Virendra that my mom came there and I stopped her from going to see Rishi and I gave her a reason that I break up with someone so she should stay with me. He says my mom told Neelam about my breakup and now they want to know about the girl but I only lied. Neelam and Karishma comes there. They ask about the girl whom Ayush had broken up with. Ayush says uncle knows everything. Neelam says what happened to you? You knew everything and you did not tell me. Virendra says I didn't know anything and says I didn't know that Ayush has interest in guys. Karishma asks Ayush if he would bring an husband into the house instead of a wife. Ayush says I am fine and okay. Karishma asks are you fine? Virendra says there's nothing like girl and guy. Ayush got emotional because he lost a business project. Karishma asks Ayush if he is really stressed about business. Ayush says when I lost that project, I felt it as if it is a breakup. Karishma asks Ayush not to feel bad and says he will get another project. Ayush thanks Virendra for saving him. Okay guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and don't forget to share it to anyone that you feel like will be interested to watch. And I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.